My gingham-wrapped dress did give me cleavage for days, but the only two men who dialed up my lustometer recently had proven poor choices. Emmett, the Adonis at the gym, gay. My heavenly chocolatier, Azam, sadly, gay. Gwen and Rachel had pegged Emmett's sexuality right away, my best friends razzing me endlessly. My denial lingered until I'd witnessed him locking lips with a man. Azam had blatantly turned down my dinner date offer. He'd sent me home with chocolate, a hug, and a mildly bruised ego. My gaydar was clearly broken, the instrument fogged up by raging hormones. I needed to find release. Finishing off my piece of almost better than sex chocolate, I turned with a wave, but swiveled back. What's a 4-letter word for a horny covering? Azam scratched his bearded cheek, then clapped. Nail. Nail? Like, I fluttered my manicured hand. Nail? Nail? I think so. I'd never been a language geek, unless Prada and Gucci were involved. But my new hobby had fired up my synapses, transforming me into a well-dressed linguist who often cheated to finish puzzles. Azam, however, was a total word savant. I'd once asked him for a 5-letter word for a coastal feature, and he'd said, bite, in 2 seconds flat. Apparently, a horny covering didn't involve licking muffs. Damn it. Horny coverings were nails. You're a genius, I called as I hurried out the door. I hit the road, 2 unpleasant errands left to round out my day. I tapped my horny coverings against my steering wheel, the edges of my nails clipped and buffed to perfection. Ms. May's hand massage this morning had rendered my skin soft as silk, my mind nearly comatose. And her polish job? My tiger-striped French tips, with their flamingo pink highlights, deserved to be hung in the Museum of Modern Art. Picasso had nothing on my nails. He also had nothing on the azure blue Versace draped over my back seat. I'd strip my nails bare for a night in that dress. It was perfection personified, and the slit up the front would highlight Mrs. Arlington's legs, her greatest asset. She would be thrilled, which meant her husband would be thrilled, which meant I'd deserve the hefty bonus coming my way. I should be sail at Sephora giddy, except for the box of chocolates hijacking my passenger seat. Another gift purchased on my client's behalf, Mr. Infidelity himself, Thomas Arlington III. His most recent mistress had a soft spot for sweets. In particular, Azam's 80% dark chocolate bars sprinkled with cayenne pepper and pistachios. I noticed the packaging in her trash the first day we met, along with a broken pocket mirror. A replacement mirror, with similar gold detailing, had arrived on her doorstep that week, the chocolates following regularly, all punctuated with love notes from her doting philanderer. Clamping my jaw, I drove faster and turned up the music. Nothing like a little Pat Benatar to lift my mood. Love was a battlefield, all right. A battle I had no interest in joining. Not when it was littered with duped women and lying husbands. Count me in for the pillaging afterward, though. If it came with a straight Azam, or hunky men in kilts whose Scottish accents could slip into my Victoria's Secret cheekinis, then giddy up. Unfortunately, these days, all my, oh my God, yes, yes, yeses applied to stellar purchases, not savage plundering. I parked near the Arlingtons' house. Thomas's Porsche wasn't on the street. He could be working or golfing, or invading enemy fields. I pulled the Versace from the car, cradling the plastic-wrapped fabric like a Fabergé egg. A doorbell ring later, Sloane swung the door.